A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Newsfeed. My name is Mumbi Chege. Let's get started. The impeachment motion against Kitui Governor Charity Ngilu will proceed after a court dismissed the suit challenging her ouster. The court has ruled that her argument lacked merit. The county boss is facing an ouster motion over gross misconduct and abuse of office. She had moved to court to challenge her ouster, claiming the MCAs did not give her a fair hearing. And the Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya has said that the government will pump more than 94 million Kenya shillings to the coffee industry in a bid to revive the industry. Munya was speaking at the KPCU offices in Dandora, and let's listen in to that.
So today we are here to announce good news. Therefore, let me straight away proceed to read my notes. As part of the coffee sector reforms and transformation, the national government registered the new KPCU with a mandate to receive, warehouse, mill, and market coffee for and on behalf of coffee farmers and their cooperative societies. In addition, the new KPCU was given the additional mandate of managing, administering, and advancing the coffee cherry advanced revolving fund. The cherry advanced revolving fund regulations, which have already been gazetted, and a fund manager appointed by the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Treasury in accordance with the Public Finance Management Act. Already, the new KPCU and the Kenya National Trading Corporation have supplied low-cost fertilizer to coffee farmer societies as part of the cherry advance. Some of the beneficiaries included Angaini Society in Muranga, which took 108 bags, Mudidi in Muranga, 165 bags, Kiawamuru in Nyeri, 300 bags, Igambo Estate Farmers in Kiambu, 102 bags, and the Kinu in Kiambu, 146 bags. I'm simply saying the disbursement of the cherry advance is already happening. And as I've been saying everywhere, it is voluntary. Nobody is being forced. You ask for it because you need it. If you don't need it, you don't need to ask for it. Because it is a loan. Though it's a very soft loan at 3%. But you ask for it if you need it. If your coffee is sold very quickly and you get paid, you really don't have to borrow the money. The money continues accumulating, and I've told them to invest the money for the farmers so that we continue growing the fund, because our long-term plan is to see how we can actually raise enough resources to create a stabilization fund for the coffee sector. So continuing to grow this fund and looking at other investment, we are looking actually at assets belonging to new KPCU to see what we can do to utilize them to generate money to create a stabilization fund for them to continue preparing their farms as their coffee is being processed and being sold. So in that vein, therefore, those who have already delivered coffee for the next season should be accessing the fund. And you should be proactive in asking them whether they require that money. since already farmers are delivering coffee now in our mills in Meru, here in Dandora, and also Sagana in the next season, which starts in October. We are preparing that also, that facility. In furtherance of its mandate, the new KPCU has already acquired requisite mailing, warehousing, agency, and marketing licenses for purposes of providing these services to coffee farmers. In addition, the warehousing and milling operations have been fully operationalized in Dandora and Meru mills, while plans are underway to operationalize milling services in Sagana, and other plans for other places like PC and Bugoma, where we also have our facilities.
And on to another story. Kirinyaga Deputy Governor Peter Ndamberi has dismissed claims that he's under investigation by DCI over embezzlement of 138 million shillings in Kirinyaga County. The Deputy Governor has termed the allegations as baseless and mere political witch hunt. Ndamberi has now ordered his lawyer to file a case in court over the claims. This comes a few weeks after Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru survived an impeachment motion against her.
Kwamba kuna mtu anasema kuna sijui 130 million outside of Kenya na imewekwa kwa watoto yangu. I would want to first of all challenge the writers of this story, the Nation Media Group, na wale wameweka kwa mitandao yote. Kwanza niwaambie wawache kutumika kisiasa. Somebody somewhere wants to portray the deputy governor wa Kirinyaga as corrupt. Na hiyo maneno ningependa kabisa muiangalie ya kwamba Kirinyaga deputy governor has never been mentioned anywhere in corruption deals. Investigations rise in the hands of the investigators. Ningewauliza anybody kutoka kwa Kinoti kwenda chini. They have the mechanism. Wafanye hiyo investigations na waambie Kenyans ukweli wa mambo kama kuna kitu kama hiyo inatendeka.
Frontline workers have received a boost after M-Pesa Foundation gave them some PPEs. This comes even as the number of the frontline workers who have contracted COVID-19 is reported to be more than 250 across the country. Let's listen to that.
M-Pesa Foundation is for 7 counties. So what you're seeing here today is one of the counties, Nairobi Metropolitan Services, now Nairobi Metropolitan Services. The same initiative and the same quantities and varying on disease burden will be distributed to, in the coast we have Kilifi and Kwale counties. In Nyanza we have Migori, we have Busia, we have our nearby county here, Kiambu County. And we will launch this over the next 2 weeks. But the most important thing and why we are here is because it is important that even as donations are made, they get to the end user. We know the country we live in. I think we've all seen the attempts to steal donations meant for frontline healthcare personnel. That has been, and even the media has really highlighted this very well. And so for us, as KMPDU, we provided that channel that will ensure there is accountability and that each healthcare worker who receives this donation,
to make a case for those people who do not believe that we don't have COVID, because we know that there are lots of myths regarding COVID-19 as a disease. It's a new disease. Some people are waiting to see a patient suffering from COVID-19. But really, as frontline healthcare workers, we want to tell you that COVID-19 is real.
That the purpose of our convening is to hand over all these PPEs to KMPDU As both Dr. Oroko and Dr. Mwachonda have mentioned, about 3 years ago I was very, very directly involved in trying to untangle and smoothen out and negotiate the return to work of the doctors following the strike. But the point is that through that process, it gave me a really close ringside seat, an insight into all the challenges, let me say, the obstacles that our medical practitioners, workers in the health sector face every day in caring for us, in providing medical care, in putting aside their own needs, the needs of their families, and being just selfless. And I really want to acknowledge that and to say that 3 years later, it is a pleasure that I'm in the position where I'm able to not just discuss this theoretically, but join with you in handing over this and ensure that we can facilitate the work that you're doing and in our own way be able to drive that agenda forward. In addition, through Safaricom and the M-Pesa Foundation, we have committed 30 million shillings to support vulnerable communities. We have donated PPEs to healthcare workers in Meru, in Kajiado, Baringo, Garissa, Lamu, Uasin Gishu, and Mombasa counties. And Safaricom is no different. Through its various foundations, M-Pesa and Safaricom Foundation, we have thought fit to demonstrate a continuing commitment to CSR. In particular, Safaricom is using its technology and innovation, which you're all aware of, to provide services and products in order to empower its customers to deal with the challenges presented by COVID-19. One example is, for instance, you will see from the Bonga points, Kenyans have been able to use 1 billion Bonga points.
Now, governors are yet to receive the 5 billion Kenya shillings that was allocated for counties to fight COVID-19. Embu Governor Martin Wambora says with the borders now open, counties are likely to experience more COVID-19 transmissions. Mugi William now reports.
Madam Rebecca.
According to Governor Martin Wambora, counties are yet to receive 5 billion they were to get in the fight against COVID-19 from the national government.
As you know, we are still struggling, waiting for the 5 billion. It has not arrived, but we said we shall not just wait and when we have friends around. We made a lot of plea and they are the first to assist us. Here we have just seen ICU beds.
We did receive the plea and request from Embu County to come and partner with them as part of the private sector initiative of supporting the counties in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic.
He says with the opening of borders after the cessation of lockdown in Nairobi, Mombasa and Mandera, there is a possibility of Embu receiving many visitors, hence they need to be ready as the number of those infected by the virus keep on surging.
The movement, inter-county movement is now around, and we can expect through from Mombasa, from Nairobi, from Mandera, Nakadharika, even from Busia. So we must be ready for this war.
Wambora was speaking when he received 65 beds donated by Family Bank to boost Embu's bed capacity. The beds will be distributed across all the 5 sub-counties.
So as a banking industry at large, we've been able to restructure quite a number of facilities. Family Bank, currently over 14 billion in restructures, just to help our SMEs cope during this difficult time.
Mwege William, TV 47.
And the National Cohesion and Integration Commission has condemned the recent killing of 2 boys in Mau Forest in the ongoing tribal clashes. NCAC is blaming politicians for the clashes.
Speaking during a public meeting, NCIC Commissioner Dorcas Kedogo urged the police to investigate the incident in order to understand the key issue causing clashes between the two tribes, and those found guilty should be arrested and be taken to court. She further urged the youth to stay home away from incitements from leaders, and since the situation may lead to others engaging in premarital sex, bringing about early pregnancies.
Tunahakika kwamba wapatikane, na ikiwa wamepatikana, tafadhali wasiache. Sheria lazima wakati huu ichukuliwe, na pia msitumiwe na viongozi mbalimbali kuenda kupigana ama kuenda kuleta rapsha mbalimbali.
Area MCA Jefferson Langat barred residents from going into the Mau Forest, and especially the evicted area, saying police officers are on site carrying out investigations into the murder incident.
Wananchi, ningependa kuwaomba tu mutilie wakati tunapofuata kujua ni nani mhalifu gani aliyeua hawa vijana. Ni watoto na ni damu yenu, so tutachunguza, na ningependa kuomba wana DCC, DCI na OCPD wafuatilie vizuri ili tuweze kushika hao wahalifu.
Nanok Lauren, TV47.
Now, it started off as a small trading center, but it has now attracted hundreds of investors in real estate, hotel industry, and other businesses. Kikupi Trading Center continues to grow day by day, and it is a popular hotspot for meat lovers. Mwangi Maina tells us more.
Located along the busy Nairobi-Nakuru Highway, Kikupi Trading Center began as a small town with only 2 kiosks and 4 butcheries. By then, not so many people were interested in investing or settling down in the area because of its landscape and an unforeseeable future.
Kitambo ulikuwa ukiambia mtu plots huku anunue tuseme 1000 kutoka 30, 50, na shamba zulikuwa unapata wanauza 1100, 1200, lakini wanapuuza kwa sababu ulikuwa unasikia mtu akikwambia huko kuna mawe, mimi siwezi kuinvest, siwezi poteza bedhewa, watu hutumia hiyo jina, mimi siwezi poteza pesa zangu nikiinvest kwa mawe juu. Lakini saa hizi ukiulizwa hizo shamba zenye ziko hizi upande za pale hapa tumejenga, unapata ni kuendelea kutoka mamilioni kuenda juu.
Watu wengi walikuwa wanaita eneo la Monyo. Monyo ni ile magadi kwa sababu walikuwa inatambua kama Lake Elementaita, ambalo watu wengi walifahamu ya kwamba hatuwezi panda kitu na kuvuna kwa sababu ilikuwa ni eneo ya salty ama magadi.
But times have since changed. The trading center has attracted hundreds of investors and dwellers. Hotels and tourist sites have sprouted, thereby giving Kikupi a new face. Land has appreciated and the area is attracting more and more people.
Na sasa ukiangalia Kikupi yetu ni mzuri, ni beautiful, inaendelea kukua vizuri, manyumba inachupuka mzuri, kuna mikahawa ya kifahari pande hii, mzuri zaidi ya watalii, wasungu na watu wale wako na pesa kidogo kidogo.
Huko ndani kabisa kwa zile mlima kuna mahoteli smart sana. Hata ukienda huko upumzika huko, hata wewe unasikia ni kama huko Kenya ni pali smart. Hata ukienda ujione, ukinunua kushamba uwezi ligilete tuseme ati umenunua pali pambaya. Hapana, huku ni pali mzuri sana na utaweza lelea mpaka watoto wako, utaweza enjoy.
The area is particularly popular with meat lovers, with butcheries strategically positioned along the highway, thereby attracting even those who hadn't planned for stopovers. Despite the fast growth of the trading center, the area faces a myriad of problems, ranging from poor road network to insecurity and poor drainage system, with the residents calling on area leaders to improve the center's infrastructure.
Kikuwa na infrastructure mzuri, biashara huwa inazidi kuendelea vizuri, kwa sababu kama sisi tuseme ni hapa kwa hoteli, unaweza pata kama barabara ni mbaya na upate hiyo barabara tuseme iko na potholes ama iko na milima na mabonde, kuna mtu gari yake ni Mercedes iko chini, labda ata avoid kukuja huku kwa sababu infrastructure yetu labda sio mzuri. Alafu unapata mostly barabara inatumika either kuna watoto wanapelekwa shule ama kuna wafanyikazi wanaenda mahali, inakuwa easier way.
Maji ikimwagika kutoka Girgir inapitia huko juu ya mlima inatukuta hapa chini. Pale chini kuna ziwa limechipuka huko, ziwa la maji. watoto wetu wanagojeka malaria na migonjwa ingine ambayo inatokana na hiyo wadudu. So tungeomba serikali itufikirie zaidi kama wakazi wa Kikopey, jinsi hiyo maji inaweza tolewa pale ipelekwa kwa ziwa. Hiyo ni ploti mzuri sana, kwanza iko kwa barabara, watu wajenge manyumba ya kufanya kazi.
Residents have encouraged other investors to invest in the area, promising a surge in economic growth. Mwangi Maina, TV47, Nairobi.
Thank you, Mwangi Maina, for that report. Now, Lamu Governor Fahim Twaha has been put to task to explain why he paid over 150 million expenditures of IFMIS. Appearing before the Senate County Public Accounts and Investments Committee, Twaha was pressed hard to convince the committee that his government inherited the system from the previous government, assuring the committee that he is streamlining the system. Now, let's cross over to the Senate and listen to that.
We were in the same page, because I have it on my ground here. First of all, do those projects exist? And if they exist, what is the status of the projects on the ground? I had already noted it down. Can you tell us whether those projects exist and what is the status of those projects on the ground?
The Honorable Senator for Lamu, his attention was grabbed by this big figure of 178,389,000, I think. Unfortunately, there's no breakdown here of which projects they are, or if it's just one project, which will enable us to verify whether they do exist or they do not exist.
Through the chair, I was specific on the construction of building, which is 178 million.
Which one?
Yes.
Item 2 on the table.
Yes, it does not say which building it is, or for what purpose. Is it a hospital? Is it a school? Is it a water project? Is it
Governor,
or headquarters?
You are treading on dangerous grounds.
Yes.
This is your own statement.
Yes.
You provided to the auditors, and the auditors were merely responding to your statement. So can you maybe give it to your officer to let you and assist you? First of all, do these buildings exist? And because the next question I was going to ask you is to provide the list of those buildings.
Chairman, sir, when our administration took over, the government formed a committee to go and verify all the projects on the ground. And a report was written. Unfortunately, that report is not in the 2016-17 audit, but it is in the 2015-16, where we were trying to answer that when we took over, we tried to get verification on what project is at what status. The biggest problem encountered is that the project selection was too.
And now on to other matters. More than 1,000 fishermen and families on the shores of Ngore, Muhure in Migori County have expressed fears after repeated raids and destruction of their homes.
This is Ngore area in Migori County. Fishermen moving on with their daily normal activities, disregarding the government directives on 1.5 meter social distancing. Their biggest fear is not contracting COVID-19, but the constant invasion and destruction of their homes. They claim a business tycoon is behind all their woes, as he is conspiring to evict them and take over their land.
Tunataka amani hapa. Kama hii udongo ni ya Aurora family, waende kotini, wakuje na court order, wapewe hata hao mwadio, wapewe machiefs, hata sisi tupate barua, tuhame hapa, walete tingatinga, wabomue hii beach. Na kama hii ni beach, au watu Aurora family, wapate barua kutoka kwa serikali, wamwambie kama wanakuja hapa, wakuje na amani kupiga biashara, sio kukuja kuvamia watu.
The constant attacks and destruction of homes has left many like Zablon Ochieng, who claims he was born here, with questions on where to go. They say they cannot build any structure, including toilets, because of constant demolitions.
Wale mimi nasanga bwana wangu nakufa na wacha mimi hapa, baba ya bwana wangu na wacha mimi hapa, kama najua hapa ndio kwetu. Sasa huyu mtu anataka sisi na mbomoa nyumba, sisi na hama. Sasa mimi nasanga taama saa hii naenda wapi? Na mimi nakuja hapa kama mimi msichana.
Mimi wakati ambao babu wangu alikuja hapa kama sisi hatujazaliwa, na babu yetu alikufa hapa, baba wangu alikufa hapa. Sasa hii tunasumbuliwa, hatujui tufanye nini. Tulikuwa tunaomba serikali wala wahusika kama watu wa land, kama watu wa security, wakina Matiang'i, President Uhuru, mutusaidie.
According to them, the area has been gazetted as a public beach by the Fisheries Department. Therefore, everyone should be allowed to do business freely. They also say they have reported the matter to the administration officers, but no help has been forthcoming. They are now asking the government to intervene and help solve the dispute.